up? It's your boy Larry Love, and I'm glad you all are tuned in to yet another fine, funky, fresh, sexual edition of What the Fumble podcast. I'm here with your boy Trigger Trey, man. Go shout yourself out, man.
It's your boy TK3 back with your mom's favorite podcast. Back with Larry Love over here, man. We got something different coming for you today. Talking about our man Dillon Brooks.
Dillon the villain, man.
Man, you talking about I need to see 40 every night, man. Larry, let's go ahead and start it off for me, man. The Grizzlies don't want him no more.
Yeah, I don't really get that, though, because you guys are blaming, and for people who don't know, we'll give you a little synopsis. The Grizzlies been talking all season. You know, they usually do trash talk, though. Obviously, they had the incidents with John Morant fighting the guy at the mall, fighting the guy at his sister's volleyball game.
At his house.
Yeah, punching the kid at his house after a pickup game, flashing the gun in the strip club in the prior room, which was really effed up, too. Y'all should have never aired that from the prior room.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was a dick move, though. And then, too, the whole team be talking. You know, they're saying, whoop that trick. They played it, even though that's a Memphis-based song, I think, by Al Capone.
They good in the West.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine in the West. And for them to get beat. And Dillon Brooks, he said some things to LeBron. What did he say to LeBron, man? LeBron James.
He said he needs to see 40. I need to see Dillon hit 40.
He called LeBron old.
Man, and he just ran his mouth a lot. And the thing was, it got all the attention to him, brought a lot of attention to the Grizzlies, especially for them to, what'd they lose, 4-1 or 4-2?
4-2, I think.
Yeah, so for them to really just be kind of nothing after really dominating throughout the whole season, for Dillon Brooks and them to go out
the
there.
First round, too.
Yeah, the first round. It wasn't even really a competition if you want to look at it, especially if you check out the scores throughout the game. The Lakers really made light work of it. I mean, in reality, it's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row without them winning once. So the season came short for them. And now after Dillon Brooks' season with the Memphis Grizzlies ended, they said under no circumstances.
I ain't never heard no shit like that. Under no circumstance. Like, what did he do? Let's be real now. You might not like Dillon. You might love Dillon. You might hate him. You might love to hate him. And Dillon Brooks is he's a poor man's Draymond Green. We could say that, right? He's a poor man's Draymond. But Dillon still averaged 14 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.6, almost 3. Let's just round it up. That's 3 assists. 14, 3, and 3. That can't get you on somebody's roster. Now, he did turn down a qualifying offer. I don't know what the numbers were. He turned that down from the Grizzlies, wanted a larger role, wanted more numbers. But, Trey, I looked this up. You know he averaged 25 points per game in the playoffs 2 years ago?
Yeah, no,
I know they lost in 5, but dude averaged 25.8 points per game.
No, he's a pivotal role player.
I didn't know that.
I think Memphis was actually, I think he was a necessity on the team.
And every year he's went down 25, 14, 10.
That could be in reference, though, to other players on the team getting bigger roles as Jaren Jackson Jr. becomes more of a pivotal player. Yeah. Steven Adams has kind of grown within that system as well, too. John
Morant's the main guy. I can't compare the third guy or a role player to the franchise guy. But come on now, all the shit John Morant did.
Yeah.
And John Morant got back like ain't shit happened. I know he went through the little rehab thing in Florida. Excuse me. But yeah, I say air quotes on rehab thing, because it was that shit was cool. That's like that Tiger Woods rehab.
Yeah.
And he just got back like ain't nothing happened though. And I was like, you can't compare Dillon Brooks to the franchise guy. But at the same time, no, he wasn't the problem in Memphis though. I feel like Memphis used him as a scapegoat. Yeah, because definitely. It's like, bruh, under no circumstance, I ain't never heard that.
And they didn't wait till the off season. This is like right
well,
after.
These are exit. They now do exit interviews. Like right after the season, they do exit interviews.
True.
So when people say clean out your locker, be like 1, 2, 3 Cancun. This is around that time. But I just, he was the second round pick, the 45th pick in the draft 2017. Actually drafted by the Houston Rockets. Trade I think on draft night or shortly after. To the Memphis Grizzlies. Been with them ever since.
The real question is, he also deleted all his social media. Like, was it either right before the last game or right after the last game?
He wasn't speaking to media, too, which I know that's a hefty fine. People got on Cam Newton after the Super Bowl with that and a lot of other times, but,
Do you think that was more him, or do you think that was more of a management decision, more of kind of like a
It probably was his media team and his agents, but at the same time, no, like, I know the comments are ruthless, man. Fuck, if a funny video on TikTok, I go straight to the comments.
Nah, but like you kind of got to live with it though. If you're gonna talk all this shit, you're gonna get it right back.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna go lose in the first round when your team was.
He wasn't the only reason though, man. He was because he was trash talking LeBron, calling him old and doing all that, and not speaking to the media. That wasn't the reason they lost. And he's not my favorite player, but I don't hate Dillon Brooks. Everybody needs a good villain, man.
Everybody needs somebody to talk a little shit.
There's always like in wrestling. Game. I'm a big wrestling fan. You got the heel and the babyface. Babyface, a good guy. heel is the villain or the bad guy or the antagonist.
Yeah,
you good and evil. You gotta have one with the other. Every team needs that. The Warriors have Draymond Green. The Lakers for a long time had Pat Bev. Come on now.
Little demon.
Yeah. Russell would say he out there tricking people. He tricking y'all. That's the funniest
You
thing.
see, Pat Bev said that they need him and Russ deserve a ring if they go win.
I saw it. He said they ran to each other at UCLA. I'm like, on this pod. Pat Bev pod is actually pretty good too.
It is. It's interesting. Now, for my real question is, what do you think is next for Dillon Brooks? They told him to go pack his bags.
Go learn Chinese.
Go learn Chinese.
For the Shanghai
overseas.
Sharks.
But, I mean, in reality, I'm sure he'll land on another team. The question is, what team?
14-3-3, you could be on your team, bro.
He can be a role player for
And
a
then,
team.
too, when Ja Morant was out the starting lineup, they held shit down pretty good.
Pretty well.
Like, very well and stayed afloat. So that's why I'm just like, I don't get it, though. I think the team is going to look pretty different without Dillon. I think they're trying to change culture in Memphis.
I think they're trying to – they have too many talkers on their team, for one.
And not enough winning and rings and pedigree and hardware to show for it.
So they probably need to – really, they're going to have to bring in some veteran or something, because they're going to have to teach the younger guys how to kind of just keep their mouth shut and play basketball. Especially this year. I think the mental aspect was the only thing why they're not in the second round right now. I'm not saying they should have beat the Lakers, but – nah, they should have. I mean, if you're gonna have a dominant season, be in
number two. But that Lakers, hey man, the Lakers are a bad team, though, man.
You're not wrong, and it was a last-second team that worked, so there's not much film.
At the trade deadline, they literally been the number one team in defense, the number one team in the league. Bro, you got Rui Hachimura, you got Austin Reeves coming into his role with the departure of Westbrook and Pat Bev. You also have Anthony Davis stepping up, becoming the guy like he's supposed to.
45 blocks leading into this game tonight against the Warriors.
Malik Beasley, D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt.
Austin Reeves.
Come on now. AR-15, man.
Team. But, yeah, I think Dillon Brooks, I really don't think there's any specific team he'll get picked up with. I think he'll
say the Lakers. This is a LeBron move.
You think
LeBron will pick him up, and he can be kind of the hard-nosed, kind of the what's that guy's name? PJ Tucker kind of guy.
Yeah.
Play defense, play his heart out, and LeBron will embrace him.
Definitely. And if he doesn't go with them, I really just feel like any team that's kind of just needs another piece to kind of put there, just so you got somebody reliable that can give you decent points night in and night out.
The Heat.
Yeah, the Heat.
Come to Atlanta. You live in Atlanta. Give him about 10 to 15. I could say give Dillon Brooks about 10, 15, 20 minutes in Atlanta. Let him, guard guys. You got DeJounte running that thing. He can come off the bench.
We need another star in Atlanta, though.
Yeah.
We need more of a guy that's going to put us in the championship now. We're making it to the playoffs consistently. We had that little run to the conference finals. I think the Hawks are probably looking more.
We would have went to the finals had Trey never gotten hurt, bro. I tell everybody that. If Trey had never gotten hurt, we would have beat the Bucks and went to the finals. Because, bro, our momentum that year was crazy. And Nate McMillan just been elevated, so.
And all the young boys was winning, so, like, when they start feeling that blood, man, only way young boys really win is they see that they belong. So, like, I feel like Dillon Brooks, power to his future. Hopefully he lands in a good place. I don't think it's the end of his NBA career.
Hell no. Not at 20, what, he 26?
Yeah, he's
27. Just turned 27 in January,
bro. And we still have scrubs out there on the floor.
You got bums out there. Well, not bums, because even
nobody
the guy
in the NBA
is a bum. Let me stop saying bum.
Compared to compared to other NBA players.
Because even the 11th, 12th, 13th guy on the bench, he dragging everybody at your local LA Fitness. So let me not say bum. But come on now. And prediction time. All your money's pushed to the table. We in Vegas with MGM Grand Casino. Where you betting that Dillon Brooks is going to play next year?
I'm thinking he's going to I think he'll go to another playoff team, but I feel like the only teams that would really fit him is, like you said, maybe the Lakers. I could see him possibly and oddly ending up with the Bucks. I feel like that'd be a random move, but I could see him being a pivotal role player there. I don't necessarily think they would be looking for him, but I feel like if, you talk to the right people, I could see Mavericks, they kind of need to fit some more pieces over there and kind of have some more pivotal pieces. I think they could use a little more aggression on the Mavs, so I wouldn't be surprised if he went over there.
Go ahead.
Nah, outside of that, I think I actually do feel about the Mavericks. I should see him going over there just to kind of fit a good role, a good piece going to the Mavericks.
Because they do need defense. They trade away all their wings and 3D guys. When Jalen Brunson left, that's when shit really fell apart. But I will say this. I say the Clippers. He could be – I could see him being a Clipper. I don't know why. I just see him being a Clipper or maybe in Houston.
I don't wish Clippers on anybody, man. That's a cursed organization.
You're right.
100%. Now, if he went to Houston, that'd be big for him. He'd be way more of a bigger player there, a bigger role if he went to Houston because Houston
finna get Wembanyama, though.
Yeah.
I think they are. Whoever gets the number 1 overall pick is getting Wembanyama.
And they're young. So, like, they could use a guy who's kind of been in the NBA for a little bit to kind of piece that together because this season was god-awful. But, like, as you expected, they didn't really have anybody. A bunch of new boys on the team, too, as well.
And they got Ime Udoka, too. I wanted Atlanta to pick him up.
I did, too.
I was like, bro, we want Ime, bro. We want. He was like, he cheated on Nia Long, but he can coach his ass off.
Definitely can.
So, yeah. So this is our take on Dillon Brooks, man. Dillon, why they doing you like this, man? They trying to crucify this man, and it's wrong. Dillon was not the only reason that they lost.
It's a party in my city.
Mm-hmm. Well, ain't no parade no more. Ja, you still fine in the West? All right, man. This has been What the Fumble Podcast, your mom's favorite podcast. We're on all social media platforms. We on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, obviously Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast. Kick is big too. We on the church bulletin too, man. Pastor loves us, man. It's your boy Larry Love and Trigger Trey. We are out.